in, and 6 right continues over Clegg.
Welcome to Snetterton for the finale of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship, a season which, in its inaugural year, has not disappointed. It has given us every bit the spectacle that I and so many other people were predicting at the start of this exciting championship. Here we are at the final round. 8 rounds later, we have a title fight on our hands. It's gone down to the wire. It's a 4-way fight as well. James Sharrock mathematically is the favourite, but we do have Ashley Field behind me, who has not disappointed in his pace this year. He's in with a shout. We've also got 2 outside chances in Steve Quigley and Nigel Mummery. Not forgetting, though, the 1400 championship fight, which is between Justin Lawson and Joe Cunningham. Those 2 sparring it out all year. That goes down to the wire here at Snetterton as well. Let's join the action on the circuit right now for the last round of this championship. So on to those stages then, and it will be Ashley Field and Janice Moore leading the way early on. Sadly, their problems last time out put them on the back foot for the championship, but they needed to be there to still be in with a chance, and they were. Ashley, it's going well so far?
Yeah, it's going all right. We're getting held up a bit in stage, but obviously people haven't got mirrors, but apart from that, it's all right.
If that's the only problem, then it's a good day so far.
Everything else is all right. It's all going okay. Sun's out, we can't complain.
Things were going well for Martin Hodgson and Tony Jones. A new engine this weekend was working nicely. They end this loop with 2nd place overall and in the class. How's it going, Martin?
It's very good, going very well. This new engine's really good. So we're stretching its legs a bit here. Yeah, let's hope.
David and Alice Tin have had some success in the championship already, but with the title out of reach, it will be about fun this weekend. Alice finishing uni on Friday, so it would be an ideal father-daughter outing. Good start for you, David?
Yeah, good start. We're playing about with diff settings today, so we're using the day as a test day, running a few old tyres. Good old Ashley's going to catch us, I reckon, by the end of the day on 30 seconds, but mate, it's flying out there. Just fun. Great day out.
Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings come here with an outside chance at the title. And in any case, a podium position was almost a certainty. They end this loop with 4th place, although they did have a couple of near misses on the way round while they got to grips with the stage. Two stages in, you're already hitting things, Steve. You must be on it.
Yeah, I believe we were 3rd after the first stage, and we were 5 quicker on that one. So both the wing mirrors are folded in, so we must be trying.
Yeah, that's just standard for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stephen and Jack Tilburn make a good start. They end this loop with 5th place. No problems. The pair were confident of a good result this weekend. It's a good day for a bit of a skid.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, lovely sunshine. It's great.
Good stuff. What was your plan today?
Win.
And this rally will be about a measured drive from James Sharrock and Stuart Foltz. The championship was now theirs to lose. If you spoke to anyone else in the paddock, all they needed to do was get to the finish with a good result. But there was a long way to go. 6th place for now. Tough start for you, James.
Yeah, a couple of issues on the first one. Blowing a few cobwebs out. Getting better now though, so a bit of a press on now.
On a charge.
Same as always.
Michael Bayliss and Gwen Clark have a good first stage to lie in 7th place for now. Rounding out the top 5 in the D1 class as well, 14 seconds behind Sharrock. This car's had a hard life this year, hasn't it? But here you are, final round.
Yeah, final. I'm really looking forward to today. I had a good first stage, so let's see how it carries on. The car, as always, is pretty reliable, so as long as I'm sensible, keep it on the tarmac, we should be good.
It wasn't the best of starts for Graham Bell and Russ Radford. A self-confessed slow start to the day, not helped with a few small incidents on the stage that would all add up to 8th place for now. You happy in here?
No. I think my grandma was driving the first stage, but then I chucked her out and I did the second stage. The first stage was rubbish.
Was it your grandma that went over the grass then?
Yes, yeah, my grandma, yeah. She lost her way.
It wouldn't be the best of starts either for Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett. Or not by the time they reached stage 2 anyway. They hit a curb and bend something on the front. Hopefully all would be okay after a check over in service. So all to play for today, Mike?
Absolutely. We've got to get back to service and see what we've bent. We've hit a curb on the front and now the wheel's straight about there. So I don't know the damages yet. But going well, we're 6 seconds quicker on that stage than the first one.
And rounding out the top 10 was Stuart Cogger and Ade Summers. Their first time out in 3 months, so they were settling back in now. 10th overall and 2nd place in Class C. Well, good in there, Stuart?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, good. Yeah, first time out for 3 months, but she's behaving herself. So am I. That's the main thing.
Looking then at some of the classes outside the top 10, it will be 11th overall for Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes. Lying 3rd in Class C, they clipped something in the stage, limping back to service with some work to do on that rear suspension. Ben and Andrew Wilkinson have a much better start to this round than they did at Anglesey and Early Bath, courtesy of a tractor tyre. They end the first of the day's stages today with the lead in Class B and 12th on the overall leaderboard. Nigel Mummery and Fiona Scarrett were having a bad start to the day. Not on the pace this morning and not feeling it. Nigel may be an outside contender for the championship if the others retired, but he certainly wasn't feeling this pace today. As well as the championship overall, there would be some class battles further down the entry, as we've seen unfold this season. Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler coming out on top of the 1400 battle at this stage. Some smoke from the car causing a bit of worry, but put down to a driver error while working on the car. You can call that gearbox oil. In the lead of the class, Joe, hopefully that smoke on stage 1 was nothing to worry about.
I thought that was game over, but unfortunately the driver had been allowed to work on his own car and it was my fault. I'd left a bung loose, so hands up. But no, we're fine now, we got it sorted.
Good stuff, thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin Boyle and Irene Lucy end the loop with 4th place in Class C. The weather catching them out, but surprisingly too hot, making things a little more hard work today. Lee and Louise Earthy already had their drama, the newly wrapped car getting damaged prior to the event. Thankfully, only minor cosmetic damage, and the pair lie 4th in the D2 class. Anthony and Christopher Newton swapped seats for this rally. Having been in the other seats on the previous outing, they will be wanting to challenge for the class lead, but for now, it will be 4th. It was a steady start for Peter Kreisen and Jeremiah Schweck, throwing the car around and enjoying the stages here at Snetterton. They end the loop with 5th place in the D2 class, 19th on the leaderboard for now. And after 20 years off rallying, it would be a good return for Robin Adams and Barry Marshall. 5th place in Class C at this stage and settling back into it well. Justin Lawson and Paul Hargreaves will be serious about the class championship this weekend, going as far as removing the forestry sump guard they still had on the car. For now, they were 3rd place in the class, but with that weight saving, the times were close. You've been doing some weight saving in here, you are pushing, aren't you?
Yeah, we are pushing, and to be fair, we just had a massive moment in there. Too much grip, 2 wheels, round a hairpin. I thought we were going on our roof, but to be fair, we somehow held on, and we're 10 seconds quicker on that stage, so must be doing something right.
The fight is on.
Thank you.
Things were going well, meanwhile, for Fred Field and Tom Wood, although they do have a small moment in stage 2 when they hit a chicane. Thankfully, with no serious damage, the pair lie 2nd in Class B at this stage. This final round will be about a controlled drive for Paul Sheard and Steve Hallmark. They lie 3rd in Class B for now, and things were going to plan at this stage. Times actually equal to Field up ahead. Mark and John Burton, meanwhile, will be suffering a little with the underpowered car, trying to carry the speed through the corners to make up for it. They end this loop with 4th place in the class, just 15 seconds behind those crews up ahead. For David McMullen and Mark Melhouche, it would be 4th place in Class A. The Nova pair a little way back from that podium fight up ahead. It will be a little closer in Class B, as Callum Francis and Jordan Turtill round out the top 5 in that class, 18 seconds back from Burton in the class. And rounding out the top of Class A were Rob Kitchen and David Smalley. They had around a half a minute between them and their closest rivals up ahead in the class. So 2 stages down here at Snetterton, the results at the top of the leaderboard look like this. On to the next couple of stages, and there were no problems to report for Ashley Field and Janice Moore. They lead the way now by almost a minute. The best they could do for the championship, it was now in other people's hands. The fact that you're not fully in control of what happens today doesn't make it easy to make a plan, does it?
Oh no, we just, you know, we wanted to finish the championship, come along, and you know, we just, I don't know, we're having fun, we enjoy it. Try a few things on the car, so.
At what point do you start pushing?
Well, we're having a go now, to be honest, but we just need to keep it, we don't need to make any mistakes. We've got to be there just in case, so.
No change for Martin Hodgson and Tony Jones, still remaining in that 2nd place. An overheating problem would cause some concern towards the end of the 2nd stage, but they had service now to take a good look at the car. The pace is fast out there, isn't it?
Oh, it's very fast today. Yeah, we've got a bit of a problem with overheating, so we need to go.
David and Alice Tin, meanwhile, were still going well. Leading the way in the D2 class, they will be trying a few setup changes on the car this weekend and using their time for a bit of development. We know it's a day for big power rear-wheel drive cars, but you're giving it its all out there.
Yeah, we're trying hard. We're having a great day. Alice finished uni for last exam on Friday, so mum and father and daughter are having a day out today. That's what it's all about. Sun's shining. What more can we want?
Stephen and Jack Tilburn gain a position in these stages to lie in 4th place now. A change of tyres for this loop was helping with the grip, and the fight was on for that victory that they so wanted. What's the story of your day going like?
Good, yeah. We've just changed the Michelin tyres on the front, and it's been really good. So we're just going to put some on the back as well. It's a good advert for Michelin, isn't it? Yeah. And then, then we dominate.
Frustratingly, the move for Tilburn meant a move down a place for Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings. They knew it needed to be a balanced drive. They wouldn't be too bothered about a single position on the leaderboard. It was, though, all about the championship this weekend, so they couldn't slip too much further. an awful lot to affect the championship at this point, but it could be yours. How do you play this?
Just get it to the finish. We don't want any dramas. I think it's just about consolidating second place. Ashley's just running away with it. He's just destroying everybody, so he's going to get a ruck of points. We just want to make sure we keep him behind in the championship.
James Sharrock and Stuart Folt will be another needing to play it safe this weekend while keeping a good place. 6th place was good enough for now, but it was going to be difficult to maintain that pace to stay there. The championship is yours to lose. At what point does that become psychologically a play?
It's playing all the time. Now you've mentioned it, yeah. No, it's a challenging day.
Are you pushing? Do you back off? Do you find a middle ground?
We're trying everything at the minute. I've tried backing off, tried pushing, trying to find something in the middle and get it back safely. So we'll see.
And things were getting a little better now for Nigel Mummery and Fiona Scarrett. They move up the leaderboard a little and into 7th place. Still not feeling things were going that great, but at least now the times were looking better. With the championship challenge still on, what's in your mind?
No, I'm not there today. I've woken up a bit, it's getting better, but I don't think I'm going to be there.
No.
Let the two-wheel drives have it.
Story of your day.
Don't want to give up too early, but I've got to be realistic.
Cheers. Stage 3 would see the end of the road for Graham Bell and Russ Radford. They retire from that 8th position in this loop. So for now, it will be 8th place for Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett. They were having their fair share of problems though with the multiple bent lower arms on the Sunbeam. How's your day going?
Bad. Bent 2 lower arms so far. Don't know what we hit, but curbs, and I think might have done it again, so maybe a 3rd lower arm.
It's not good for the Sunbeams today.
Not good, but we're getting there. We're still in. We're still going. I'm taking time out of Mike Bayliss now, so that's good news.
Still no problems for Mike Bayliss and Gawain Clark. 9th place on the results now, slipping down a little, but still having plenty of fun in that BMW. Mike Taylor's on a charge now. He's after you. He's gunning you down. Have you got an answer?
I'm not bothered about it. I can easily swoop past. I'm hardly getting out of 3rd gear. Tell him that anyway.
With the car fixed and back out, it will be a move up to round out the top 10 for Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes. 10th place overall and 2nd in the class. Dramatic start for you, but here you still are.
They say it's always the co-driver's side, and today was never more true. Yeah. But we're still going. Chris did a great job swapping all the suspension parts, and we'll hopefully have a smoother rest of the day.
3rd place in the class and just a single second behind Gilks was Stuart Cogger and Aid Summers. They feel a little slower in that loop, but things were still going well for the pair. And things were still going the right way as well for Ben and Andrew Wilkinson. They continue to lead the way in Class B, lying 13th overall. There's change in Class A now as Anthony and Christopher Newton step up to take the lead in the class. They didn't have the championship battle to worry about, so the victory was all that was on their mind. Kevin Boyle and Irene Lucy were still having plenty of fun on the stages. They end this loop with 4th place in the class and 15th overall. A small gain on the timesheets for Lee and Louise Earthy sees them step up to take 3rd in the D2 class, as well as 16th place overall. And Earthy will be followed by Peter Friesen and Jeremy Schreck, 4th in the class and 11 seconds back in the overall results too. In the Class A battle for the championship, it would now be Justin Lawson and Paul Hargreaves on top in the Nova. 2nd in the class today, but leading the way in that title fight that would be on people's lips this weekend. Now we know you're on it, the door's bent.
The door's bent, the wing mirror's off. I'm knackered.
The gloves are off.
The gloves are off, yeah. We're going for it.
No problems for Stuart Ramby and Ian Bass. They were still enjoying the stages and reached the midway point with 5th place in Class C and 19th overall. Paul Bailey and Loic Dishburn step up now to take 5th place in the D2 class. This morning was about getting a feel for the venue, and now the push was on. Drama for Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler. The championship fight in Class A was taking a turn for the worse. Gearbox problems dropping them down to 3rd place in the class. Most importantly, 2nd to Justin Lawson in that championship race. Mark and Josh Burton, meanwhile, were getting used to the stages a lot more now, allowing them to carry some more speed through the corners, keeping the Fiesta moving in order to compete with the others in the class. 2nd in Class B for the pair at this stage. A small slip down the order for Fred Field and Tom Wood in this loop, but there was nothing wrong, pushing as hard as they could. But for now, it will be 3rd place in the class. No change, meanwhile, in the class for David McMullen and Mark Melhouche. They remain 4th in the class, despite moving up the overall order a few positions now. For Paul Sheard and Steve Hallmark, it will be 4th place in Class B. Sadly, that would all come to an end when they retire in service after the car refused to move at the finish of the stage. So for now, at least, it will be 5th place in Class B for Robert and Gareth John. They would, of course, gain a position in the next loop with the loss of Sheard. And for Rob Kitchen and David Smalley, it would still be 5th in Class A for the pair as they reach this midway point. So with 4 stages down and plenty more remaining at this final round of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship, it was still a mix of speed and championship fights at the top of the results. We're halfway through this final round of the Motorsport News Championship at Snetterton, and so far as the championship battles are concerned, everyone is doing what they need to do. The results staying as they started, but will they end that way? Let's see how the second half of this rally turns out. Back to the stages then, and it will be no change at the top. Ashley Field and Janice Moore continuing to lead the way. Looking good for the event win, even if the championship was looking just out of reach.
5 left, 5 right. 4 left, 3 right. Square left, hairpin right. Hairpin. Square left out. 50. Square left. Just square left, new section here. And then we're going to a left, right, kink. So like a left, right, kink, and a square left. Like that. Merge. No, it's not there, is it?
Still doing everything you need to do, Ashley?
Yeah, we are. We just take it a little bit easier, brake it a bit early into the chicanes so we don't make any mistakes. So that's the plan for the rest of the day.
A broken mirror would be the only complaint for Martin Hodgson and Tony Jones. The lead was slipping further away, but they wouldn't care too much. A good margin themselves in that 2nd place. Oh, going to plan in here?
All good, apart from I've just bust my mirror. But apart from that, yeah, we're doing all right, mate. We're up to 2nd, and let's keep going.
And no change for David and Alice Tin, continuing to lead the way in the D2 class with their 3rd place overall in the Proton. Set up on the car working well still at this stage. All good?
All good, yeah, flying, mate, yeah. Enjoy it. Just good fun. Good fun, chase the escorts.
It was a great couple of stages, though, for Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings in this loop. Things running smoothly, the pair looking set for a good result in the championship if things finish this way.
Pit lane in the way, but there we go. The Proton back in then.
We get towards the end of the event, it always looks like a stock car.
Yeah, well, it's we've had a little bit of drop, nothing, just grazing the chicanes, but last two stages were absolutely awesome. Really, really good. So I think we're doing well overall. Nothing's going to change in terms of championship-wise if we all get to the finish. But
Could
really,
still be a title drive.
who knows? Who knows?
And indeed, things were looking good for James Sharrock and Stuart Folds also. 5th place for the pair, so it wasn't going to be the rally win, but that wasn't what they were here to fight for this weekend. It's going well. The question is this a champion's drive?
Yeah, I've been told to speed up a little bit. So yeah, we're going to push this afternoon, see what happens.
A few issues would mean some slightly slower times for Stephen and Jack Tilburn this weekend. With the victory looking out of the picture, they would have to set their sights on something a little more achievable.
Back in Class B, we had interesting situations evolving.
Still happy in here, progress good?
Well, we're going backwards a little bit. We've decided to go for top 5 now. Right. So world domination's gone top 5, stiffen up the front a little.
No change in pace or confidence for Nigel Mummery and Fiona Scarrett. 2nd place in the D2 class at this stage, continuing to lie 7th place on the overall leaderboard. Are you getting that hammer down?
Yeah, we're getting a bit better, but I didn't tell you earlier, I'm under team orders because the proper Smith & Jones has got to come higher than me, so I had to back off for the morning, you see.
And things were finally going smoothly for Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett in this loop. They lie in 8th place overall, a good championship position looking likely. How's that fight going?
Much better. Going better now, not bending suspension. We're taking time out of Mike Bayliss. We've moved up, so that should give us first in class in the championship. If we can keep ahead of him, so 3 stages to go, keep ahead of him.
There'd be no drama for Mike Bayliss and Gwen Clark. Things remain consistent in that car. They end this loop with 9th place overall. If there's a fight to be had, you're losing out to the Sunbeam, but I know you didn't really see yourself in that fight earlier.
I thought we might have something on the first couple of stages. On the fast bits, I can go quicker. Also, I'm reasonably happy at Snetterton, so I know the corners. But now there's just too much oomph under that engine, I think, and not under mine.
And continuing to round out the top 10 was Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes. 2nd in the class behind a charging Quigley up ahead on the results.
That's car number 2.
Well, after your earlier mishap, you're making up for it.
Making up for it, yeah, but using the ends of the rack and having a lot of fun. So, yeah, hopefully a smoother afternoon.
It will be close in this class, though, with Stuart Cogger and Ade Summers just 6 seconds behind Gilks, keeping him on his toes right through the rally today. No change in the Class A lead, with Anthony and Christopher Newton continuing to lead the way there. Some good advantage as well in that position. And things were still going to plan for Kevin Boyle and Irene Lucy. They lie 4th in Class C, 13th on the leaderboard now. The Class B lead would still be in the hands of Ben and Andrew Wilkinson. They continue to lead the way, and with a comfortable margin too. And moving the right way up the results, Peter Kreisen and Jeremy Schweck move up to take third place in the class and 16th overall. They would step up in the class and overall results ahead of Lee and Louise Earthy now, who still hold on to 4th in the class and 17th overall with just 6 seconds of a gap to the Evo pair ahead. In the Class A championship battle, it will be Justin Lawson and Paul Hargreaves still on top at this stage. Their horns sticking on will be about the only issue the pair had, even if it was a funny one. Looking good for the championship this weekend then.
That's very much an entry level.
Thankfully the fight's still on, Joe still running, which I know you want.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's only right for us to be able to go to the end as best as we can with the competition that we've had all season. I think it's just going to be nip and tuck all afternoon, to be honest with you. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Can't wait to see how this turns out. Good luck.
Cheers.
And for Stuart Ramby and Ian Bass, things were still going much the same. They end the loop with 5th place in Class C and 19th on the overall results. Thankfully, with their gearbox problems now fixed, Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler were working their way back up the results. They were just 4 seconds back from Lawson now with just the final stages to go. You've had gearbox trouble, which doesn't bode well for the fight, but you're still here.
It doesn't, no. Credit to the lads, have managed to get it going. Touch wood, we're on it again, so see if we can fight back and take that time back.
You've got to get a balance between being gentle with the car and fighting hard.
Exactly it, yeah. But we are trying. So.
Paul Bailey and Loic Ditchburn continue their good run now that they were up to pace. 5th place in the D2 class for the pair and 22nd overall at this stage. No problems, meanwhile, for the Fiesta pairing of Mark and John Burton. They continue with 2nd place in Class B, managing to hold off any advance from behind still with the final loop remaining. So that means no change for Fred Field and Tom Wood. They remain 3rd in the class. They had 16 seconds to catch Burton up ahead, and with 3 stages remaining, it was certainly possible. No change to 4th place in Class A as David McMullen and Mark Melhouche keep hold of that place into the afternoon stages. And Robert and Gareth John gain that position they expected to move up into with the loss of Paul Sheard. They step up to take 4th in the class going into the final loop of the rally. Things staying as they were for Rob Kitchen and David Smalley. They continue to keep hold of 5th place in Class A in this loop, a position they will be likely to keep going into the final stages of the day. And a new face in Class B now, as David Mayers and Martin Young move up to take 5th place in that class and 39th on the leaderboard. So with just the final stages to go here at Snetterton and the conclusion of some important championship battles that have been raging all season long, the top of the results don't change that much. The final loop will be where the nerves start to kick in for some people. On to those final results then, and it will be 38th position overall and 5th in Class B for David Mayers and Martin Young in the Polo. No change for Rob Kitchen and David Smalley as they end the rally with 5th place in Class A and 35th on the leaderboard. Robert and Gareth John keep hold of that 4th place in Class B that they gained in the previous loop. A good finish for the pair, taking 33rd overall. And it would be 4th place in Class A for David McMullen and Mark Melhouche at the end of the rally, 28th overall. Frustratingly for Fred Field and Tom Wood, they will be unable to gain back the 2nd place in the class that they'd held this morning. 3rd place was a good finish though in the Adam, and they maintained the gap to 2nd place over the final stages of the rally. And in that 2nd place were Mark and John Burton, a position they'd held for most of the day and a good result to end the season on for the pair who had certainly had their share of mixed fortunes as the year had gone on. Stuart Ramby and Ian Bass lose a little time overall on the leaderboard, ending the event with 21st overall, but it would still be a good 5th place class finish for the pair. drama ran right to the end, but sadly for Justin Lawson and Paul Hargreaves, that championship would fall from their grasp. They go into the final stage dead level on time for the title in Class A. 8 rounds, all coming down to just one final stage. But with a great fight back, it would be victory for Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler. 2 seconds would be all that was in it. Frustrating, but a great battle. The pair overcoming their problems to take the title today. A full season, all coming down to just 2 seconds at the end of the year. Joe, Mark, you couldn't have given us much a closer battle than you did today. 2 seconds in it by the end. Joe, you really needed this.
Unbelievable. Throughout the whole championship, all the rounds we've done, it come to the last stage. We went into the last stage, dead level on times, and we've managed to come out with the win. I am over the moon, over the moon.
You've had some problems during the year, as Justin and Paul had, and you had some today as well, Mark. It looked like after the first stage you might not be coming out at all.
Yeah, which obviously we lost the oil thanks to Joe, which obviously we got put back in, and then stage 4 obviously as well. We were stuck in third gear for most of the ring, so we lost 20 seconds on stage 4. But thanks to Andy and the team getting us back out was great, amazing.
So what a story you've given us this season. You know, 2 seconds after 8 rounds of competition is pretty good going. Justin and Paul put up a good fight.
They put up a hell of a fight. We've had a brilliant time with them. You know, they're great lads. We've been over, we shook their hands. No, we can't thank for any more. Big thank you to all my sponsors, Proctor's Coaches, Amiga Asbestos, Coach2.com. We couldn't do it without them. Thank you.
And Mark, you said this was the most nervous you'd ever been going into that final stage.
Yeah, it was for Joe more than anything. You know, when you're doing all these rounds and stuff like that, it just, the last, you know, down to the wire, really, really nervous. But luckily we got there and we got the win, so.
In the best possible way. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Justin, Paul, I think how close this finish was sums up the battle for this class this season, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think to say that you've lost the championship overall by 2 seconds is some feat, to be honest with you. And fair play to Joe. You know, he's been a fantastic competitor for us all season throughout this, you know, Motorsport News Championship. But it's been really good. It's been epic. It's been a great battle. You couldn't have asked for more today on the final round with the weather and everything. And yeah, you know, it's one of them things. We'll be back and maybe next time.
Paul, obviously the main thing is victory, but a large part of the battle is actually being in that fight, and you've done that all season. You've given us entertainment from start to finish, and you know, you had your ups and downs, both of you, and you both ended up here together fighting right through, and there's been so many trials and tribulations.
Yeah, we were only joking about it, saying that it had come down to the last stage, and there we were at the last stage level. So yeah, and he's done really well to Joe, pulling back from the, you know, the troubles he's had. So it's been a good season. We've battled hard. That's the way it goes.
Time to repaint that door once more, and we'll see you next season.
Cheers, Paul.
Ben and Andrew Wilkinson have a good run this weekend, certainly better than last time out, avoiding trouble this time and bringing the car to the finish with 15th overall and the Class B victory. Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes, meanwhile, unfortunately lose some time in this final loop, slipping down the results in the class and overall leaderboards. 4th place in Class C and 13th overall for the pair. With the battle between Lawson and Cunningham complete, it will be up to Anthony and Christopher Newton to take class honours here this weekend. It wasn't the championship, but the victory this weekend would be welcomed and a well-deserved one, a great way to finish the season. Stuart Cogger and Ade Summers gained themselves a podium place in Class C in the final loop, finishing just outside our top 10 with 11th place. So on to that top 10 then, and it will be 10th place for Kevin Boyle and Irene Lucy as they end the rally with 2nd place in Class C. Mike Bayliss and Gwen Clark keep up their consistent pace to finish the rally with 9th place overall and 6th in the D1 class. For Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett, it would be a great end to the event, overcoming a few problems through the day but taking 8th overall, a result that gets Mike the D1 class victory for the championship this season. Nigel Mummery and Fiona Scarrett didn't have the best of weekends as we've seen, but certainly they hadn't had their worst. They end the rally with 7th place overall, 2nd in the D2 class, worthy championship contenders through the season. Stephen and Jack Tilburn sadly miss out on the top 5 that they'd so badly wanted, ending the rally with 6th place overall and taking 4th in the D1 class. And for Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings, it will be 5th place overall. That result this weekend didn't matter though, it was all about the championship, and those points mean 2nd overall for Steve and 3rd for co-driver Tom this season. A great finish in that Clio for the pair. There was nothing but relief as James Sharrock and Stuart Folds crossed the line at the end of this rally. They could relax now, and although it was only 4th place this weekend, that is all they needed to do to secure victory in the inaugural Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. For David and Alice Tin, though, this weekend had all been about a mix of fun and setup. Things had gone well, and the pair reached the end of the rally with the final step on today's podium. It was a great result for Martin Hodgson and Tony Jones. The new engine working well this weekend to get them 2nd place on the event overall. But for this weekend, it would be victory for Ashley Field and Janice Moore. Sadly, Field would have to settle for 3rd in the championship this season, but it had been a close fight from the start. And great to end with a victory and show that he still had the pace to be at the top in that Darien. So at the end of the final round of what had been an exciting season, the results at the top looked like this. James Stewart, we said it at the beginning, was it going to be a title drive? I didn't know if I jinxed you with that, but it was a title drive. You did what you came here to do.
Yeah, I got to say, yeah, you certainly put the pressure when you said that. It was like, we started off this morning and I don't know, we tried to sort of take it easy, and that wouldn't work. And so this afternoon it was just a case of heads down, try to be as quick as we can, but still be reasonably tidy. So it was good.
You certainly did that. Stuart, there have been so many turning points in this fight throughout the season, and the one that springs to mind for me is Rockingham. You guys looking so dejected leaving that circuit, and it looked as if the championship was going to take a backward step from there, but it didn't. You came back stronger than ever, and here we are.
Yeah, it's been a good championship. It's been a good scrap all the way through. As you say, it's had a few twists and turns. It's gone down to the wire here today, but yeah, we've enjoyed it. It's been good fun.
For me, I think the podium that we've got here kind of sums up in the championship what this series has been about, because you've got an Escort, you've got a Darien, and you've got a front-wheel drive Clio as well. We're missing something four-wheel drive in this lineup, but you know, the variety in the championship and the fact that you can come and fight for the title in any of these 3 cars says quite a lot for the Motorsport News Championship, I think.
Definitely. It's interesting that there are no 4-wheel drives, because there's certainly not been a lack of them in the championship. There's been some big machinery. I think it's good at the circuit, the variation in the circuits and everything provides something for every car to sort of excel. But it's been really good. Really enjoyable championship.
Steve, Tom, here you are at the finish of the season in a lineup for the championship of 3 very different cars, and you guys have punched above your weight all the way through. To come runner-up and 3rd for you, Tom, in the championship is a big result.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if you look at the championship, first round we didn't finish at Alton Park. It was something really silly. Cadwell, we didn't have a great result, so we thought we were just nowhere. You know, I've had some stellar results, and you know, today was fantastic. You know, being able to mix it with these guys overall, we were just on it. The car was fantastic. Really enjoyed ourselves today. So over the moon, absolutely over the moon. It's been brilliant.
And I know, Tom, you like to go rallying best when you've got scuffs in both doors and mirrors hanging off, and yet you're still at the finish. That's how you do rallying, isn't it?
Definitely, 100%. But big thanks to Matt Blood from EdTech Solutions for actually getting us here. You know, it means the world to me that he's backed us this season, let us do what we could do. A few Jean Rangiati moments this morning, bit sideways, but kept it pinned and got it through, so really pleased.
I think kept it pinned summed what you did, because you had to fight against this competition.
Absolutely, and I want to say a big thank you to AES Motorsport, Graham Muter, who looks after the car, Mike Quinn, who also helps out my dad. We've had, we do on a shoestring budget, as you can see, compared to, there's a lot of big money in the championship, but we've just really enjoyed it. It's been absolutely mega, and look forward to doing it next year.
Well done, guys. That is one hell of a result for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cheers, thanks.
Ashley Janis, it wasn't to be for the championship, Ashley, although you gave it a good fight, but you end the season on a high, which is exactly what you came here to do.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a great day. We've enjoyed it, so I can't complain.
Janis, good ride out on that one, and of course at the last event it wasn't quite what you were after. That could have been the decider. That experimental part on the car could have just done it for the championship.
It was. Well, it was always going to be a bit tricky with Ashley having the car out on the first year. So yeah, it's an experimental car, and he's done really well. He's built a brilliant car.
Well, do you know what? I've got a feeling that next year the fight is going to be just as tough, if not tougher, because you might just have encouraged a few more people to join in. Well done. Good way to end the season.
Cheers. Thank you. It's great because it's a great little championship. It's good. It's got. It is good, and I hope some other people come along and have a good go at it.
At no point this season was it clear-cut which three cars we would see on this finished podium for the championship, and certainly which car would be in the lead. So many twists and turns, and if you have a car that could just fight here in the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship, I urge you, join the fight next year, because you know what? It doesn't matter what car you bring out to play. The results are what matter. You're talking on the stages in this championship. That is what all three of those guys have done. But well done to James and Stuart, champions at the end of the inaugural year. And I think you'll agree, a very successful and spectacular year. Thank you for watching Special Stage at the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship.
Five right plus in, and 6 right continues over 10.